Hello, everybody. It looks like we're live. There we go. Looks like we're live. I am a couple minutes delayed because I could not do the live stream in both places like I was planning on here in the group and in YouTube. I forgot that Facebook was changing their permissions, so I can't use another platform, like another service, to stream into multiple places at the same time. So I'm gonna have to double check. I will upload this on YouTube when we're done, or I'll download it and then put it back up to YouTube. But that is, oh my goodness, so it's gonna change the way we do things, and we'll have to figure it out. That's always what happens. We will figure it out. We are figure outers, and we'll see how it goes moving forward. But here today, I am here to talk about Gemini season, which starts tomorrow. And so today is May 19th, and tomorrow is Monday, May 20th, and that's when Gemini season starts. And so what that means is the sun is moving into the sign of Gemini, and everybody who is a Gemini will be having their birthdays throughout the next month or so. And what these calls here are for are to share with you a little bit about the zodiac sign, give you a little bit of information, also to show you or kind of share and talk about how to set goals with the solar season. So that's how I have, at least for now, it feels good. That's how I kind of have developed this cycle, this system, kind of using the solar season to set goals, and then with the lunar cycle, like setting intentions and taking action and all those things. And so I will break down what the difference is between a goal and an intention, and also the different aspects, like what's different between setting goals with the solar season and then setting new moon intentions for the lunar cycle. So let's see. I am actually, as I'm speaking, trying to find our group on my phone so that I can see comments, because this is completely different than what I am used to doing on how to go live, and this screen is just very bizarre. Very bizarre. So as we go along, whether you are watching live or whether you're watching the replay, go ahead and share comments, ask questions, and I will either answer them during the live or come back around and answer them for you afterwards. Groups. Oh my goodness, everything is changing. What? My groups. All these things. Change is the only constant, right? Manifesting. Moon manifesting rock stars. There we go. So now I should be able to double check and make sure I get comments seen here. Okay. There we go. All right. I think we're good. And I have my notes over here. So we'll be doing a little bit of back and forth. I wonder if I can still expand the video. Yes, I can still see comments. Okay, awesome. I've been doing live videos for so long, and every time they change something, it really does feel like I'm starting over, and like I've never done it before. It feels very awkward. Very awkward, but that's okay. Keeps us sharp, learning new things. Okay, so first of all, like I said, a little bit. So the solar season, the sun season, or your sun sign. That's usually what you answer when someone asks what's your sign, or when you go to look at your horoscope, you typically go by your sun sign, sometimes also called your star sign. And so, for example, I'm an Aries, so we had Aries season a couple seasons ago because we're just in Taurus. And so I'm an Aries. And so for those of you who are also Aries, we all have birthdays when the sun is in the sign of Aries. And so it follows the zodiac calendar. in a very predictable and, repeats the cycle. And so now tomorrow we're moving into Gemini. And the sign of Gemini is the twins, the two twins, depending on how it's depicted. That's the glyph or the symbol for that sign. And it is an air sign elementally. Every sign is associated with one of the four elements, and so it is an air sign. And what air signs are, or the element of air, is related to or associated with thoughts, beliefs, communication, things along those lines. And that also ties in or connects it. So the planet for Gemini is Mercury, and that is also the planet of communication. So lots of communication. And if you saw a couple of stories or a story or a reel I did yesterday, I talked about how today I'm also going to share about some positive thinking, like shifting into possibility thinking instead of not like that's not possible, or it's too hard, or things are shit right now and so they can't get any better. Or so instead of focusing on the lack or what is not possible, shifting that and looking at what is possible, what has been possible, what could be possible, right? So all these different aspects to start this shift into possibility thinking. And so I'm going to wrap up at the end of the live, or the last part, we'll be talking about, again, something astrologically that will help, that will kind of put that energy out there, that possibility thinking, and how long it's going to last, and just a little bit of like a description. What is like a summary, a quick summary or overview of kind of what that means. And then I will share with you also how you can attend another chat that I'm going to do over in my group, my course, my program group, where I'm going to talk about how that affects all of the different houses in astrology based on where Jupiter, how Jupiter affects you or can affect you based on your birth chart and the different houses. So that's a lot of words. If you're not really versed in astrology, this is a great place to start. These lives here, and also just following along, because I talk about each sun season, solar season, and each zodiac sign as we go. And it's not an astrology course, because that I don't do. I am actually still in the process of learning. I think I always will be. So I'm not teaching it as a course, but I'm incorporating it into what's going on currently and how to get you guys used to that. And then if you want to take that further or learn more and tie in the lunar cycle, setting new moon intentions, all that good stuff, I have a course. Actually, it's more of a program. It's like a living, ongoing program that I have available where you can do that, and I dive a little bit deeper into talking about the moon cycles, the new moon and the full moon, and all the things, and setting intentions. So there's different levels for you guys to participate in and follow along with, depending on where you are at and where you're starting and what you want to learn more about. So, like I said at the beginning, the difference between goals and intentions. A lot of people use those interchangeably, like like they're synonyms. And depending on how you look at them, they absolutely can be. The way that I have learned and tried, and what really resonates with me, is with the solar season, which is what we're talking about here, where the sun is. That's a great energy to look at, to set goals with, because goals are measurable. Like you can say, for example, I want to drink X amount of either glasses or ounces of water per day, right? You can track that. You can measure that. You can objectively say, yes, I met that goal, or no, I didn't meet that goal. Or you can measure and track and see how far it is, how far along you are, the progress that you're making. if you want to save X amount of dollars or put X amount of money away or whatever, you can track that. So that goals are measurable. And that is also one aspect. Another aspect of working with goals is when you set an intention, and an intention is the way I work with it, how you want to feel. Because when you focus on the feeling, then that feeling can lead to in you know I like the word infinite. I use it a lot. Infinite opportunities. It can manifest in infinite ways that you were not even aware about, that you didn't even think about, right? And it says, check my internet connection. So it looks like it's fine, but we will keep going. At least the signal strength on my computer says it's fine, but we're going to keep going. It still says live, so we're going to go with that. And if if you have questions along the way, or if there's any kind of disruption, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And see, because it's still, yes, I still see it on my phone. So I think we're good. I think we're good. If there was a glitch, it looks like we are back. So setting intentions is how you want to feel. And by making that the focus, then you can also look at the goals as the actions that will help you feel that way, that move you in the direction of feeling that way. And this was like a mind-blowing realization when I learned this, because a lot of the times I struggled with setting actual tangible measurable goals, because like I don't know what it is that I want to a specific goal. I know the direction I want to be going, or I know kind of overall the things that I'm working towards. And so getting very specific did not resonate with me. And so by focusing on how I want to feel, which is what we talk about over in the program, the Manifesting Me with the Moon program, identifying how we want to feel, and then using the action steps, the goals, the goal portion, like the action step is like, okay, that action will help me feel this way, or doing this thing will help me feel this way. And the more I do that, the more things that match or align with that feeling will be attracted to me. So you can works for you. And again, you can use both depending on the situation, the circumstance, the thing that you want to be achieving, or how you want to be feeling. So goals, the sun, let me get to the right spot. There we go. So the sun is in each zodiac sign for about a month. So using that sign as a container, like a 1 month container that you can work within to help you establish a goal for the month. Or if you're breaking things like a bigger goal down into sections, you can use it month by month to help you move in that direction. So, Gemini. So that is goals versus intentions. Or goals and intentions. It's really not versus. So Gemini, let me talk to you guys about that. So Gemini, like I said, is an air sign. I keep taking my glasses off and I don't know why, because I need to read this. So Gemini is an air sign. And so a great focus, or maybe things that you want to work towards as a goal, or keep in mind towards how you want to feel, are things that have to do with learning things, learning new things, thinking differently, right? So networking, that doesn't have to be simply for business purposes. You can network to expand your social circle. You can network to simply get new ideas, just learn about new things, right? So networking, whatever that looks like for you, maybe getting a lot of ideas and jotting down those ideas. Because how many times do we have ideas and think, oh, that's awesome, and I'll remember it, or I know I'll remember it, and then it goes away right away. If you are familiar with the book Big Magic by Liz Gilbert, she talks about ideas and how they're kind of like this living energy. And so if you have an idea, or an idea comes to you and you don't do anything with it, it will move on to someone else, and someone else will have that idea. And so doing something about it, and at the very least jotting it down so that you can remember what that idea was. It might be something you get to right away. It might be something for down the line. But jotting it down, having a place to jot down your ideas, learning new things, taking a class, or starting a class in something that you want to learn about or that you're interested in, this is a great time to do that. Maybe complete that class. If you guys have courses that you have purchased, like digital courses, I have several of these. Digital courses that you started or that you were interested in but didn't tackle it. This solar season, this month, would be a great time to choose one of those courses, or if they're short, maybe pick a couple, or something that you started learning and didn't stick with, or just do it sporadically. So it doesn't have to be a digital course per se, like an actual class. I have one of my big year-long focuses, I guess goals in that aspect, project that I work on throughout the year is improving my my French speaking, right? I have started learning French or have, stabbed at it several times. So I have a working knowledge of phrases and common words and things like that. And I used to listen to the courses as I was driving because I used to do a lot of driving. I don't do a lot of driving anymore because I work from home. So I'm looking at new ways of doing that because the lessons are half an hour long on the program that I use, the subscription that I have. And so driving, that was no problem. I could listen to a lesson, at least one lesson, usually anytime I went somewhere. And so I'm learning, or I'm looking at and incorporating different ways of doing that. So I have apps or a podcast that is a French-speaking podcast that has an English narrator, so I get the gist. But I'm listening to the language. I can practice along with it as I get ready for get ready in the morning, or I have a playlist of French-speaking song or French songs that I'm also absorbing in a different way. And so I don't have that that sit down and practice time, and I do break it down now. I used to think I have to get through the whole lesson all at once. So that's another way, right? It's opening my perspective, broadening my way of looking at things, that I don't have to do the entire lesson all at one time. So tackling, is there a course or something that you want to get back to learning? Research, education, these are things that you might want to look at as goals to start or work on this solar season. And also, because Gemini likes to learn all the things, one of the things to be mindful of is that shiny object syndrome, or going from thing to thing to thing and thinking, oh, I'm going to learn all of them, because I am very guilty of that. I am a Gemini moon, so I like to learn and communicate and, absorb all the things. But it gets to a point where it's too much, and I don't do all the things, or I start multiple things and don't finish them. So be mindful of that. That's why it's a good thing to actually track, right? If you're using the measurable goal setting perspective, look at the courses, look at the things, and actually lay them out and say, this is the one I'm going to tackle. If I have extra time, or then after I'm that, then I will move on to the next one, instead of trying to do them all a little bit at a time. Because at least from my experience, I have several that I have started, and sometimes I've even forgotten about them because I have so many things that I try. So I am definitely always a work in progress myself. So setting goals along learning new things, trying new things, socializing, networking, getting out and trying a class or trying something new. It could be a new hobby. It could be checking out new places, right? Like doing something new. And you can use those actions and for the goals to help support your intention of how it is that you want to feel. And so I think, let me make sure I go through all the spots, all the parts, before I move into Jupiter. So just a couple more examples, start a new book, a program or a course that you're interested in. You could also, if you want to teach something, like if you're wondering if, can I teach this, or can I share this with other people? Why not start, get a little group together, or Just see if anyone you know is interested in things like that and see if you can teach. Or if you're looking into teaching something that you know, a skill, you know, just start. Put stuff out on Facebook. Hey, is anyone interested in this? And see where it goes. Let's see, things that you're passionate about. But yes, be mindful of the rabbit holes, of going down the rabbit holes, and kind of like that. If you're, if you have, or if you think you have, describe yourself like I do, like having ADHD brain, just kind of, looking at all the things. Just be mindful of not doing all of them at once. Look at different aspects of the same, like I did with the learning French, right? It didn't have to be just the lessons that I listened to while I was driving. Look at different ways of doing or expanding your knowledge on the same one main topic or one main course. And then how can you use what you're learning to improve either, yourself, personal development, learning, expansion, growing, your career opportunities, your business if you're a business owner. How can you then use what you're learning to help others or help yourself and move yourself forward? A life upgrade is a good thing. What can you upgrade? What can you learn to up level your skills of something you already know, something that you're already good at? Can you up level that a bit? Can you become a bit more of an expert or get to a new degree of understanding? Expand your ideas of what is possible. That's leading into the Jupiter thing. So this can be a time for new ideas, new information coming at you, new perspectives, different conversations. Maybe you're having more in-depth conversations, or you're leaning towards more in-depth conversations instead of the superficial kind of cursory small talk type of things. So yeah, ideas, data coming your way. Let yourself marinate in that. And then the sun will then move into Cancer, and then we'll talk about how you can nurture yourself, or how you can use the information that you have gathered or that you have learned through Gemini season into Cancer season, and kind of move into Cancer season next month. Okay, so that's the general idea for setting goals. Learning something new, up-leveling a skill or knowledge base that you currently have, expanding your knowledge of something, right? So if you are into, for example, if you like spirituality or something, learn a different aspect of that. Okay, it does still say live. I'm getting that same message again, that the internet is wonky. So I will see if that changes. So far, live video, gotta love it. Gots to love it. Keeps us on our toes. Okay, see, there we go. It's back. Okay, well, it says it's back. Yay, we're back. So now I will wrap this up quick. We're at half an hour. So I like to try and keep them between 30 and 40 minutes. Not too terribly long. Sometimes I do go over. So Jupiter. I did more succinct notes because this can also go deep. But this might be something, this could be something that you dive into more through Gemini season. This could be something that you learn about, a little bit more of astrology possibly. So this Jupiter into Gemini. Jupiter, the planet of Jupiter, is moving into Gemini on the 25th of this month. So in about 6 days from the day I'm doing this live. And it will be there for about a year. So it's a slower moving planet. So you have about a year of this type of expansive energy. So Jupiter is the planet, the associations with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, growth, and abundance. So you can grow the things that that you are focused on during this time. So growing your knowledge, growing your abundance, your stability, your time freedom, your financial freedom, growing these things, the dreams that you have that you're working on. So it's really a good, it's a lot of information, but it's really a great energy for growing things and moving past the current level that you're at now. And then Gemini is about intellectual curiosity, adaptability, and communication skills. So expansion of the way you look at things, the way you think about things, expansion possibly of the way of how you communicate, right? So maybe you've never done a Facebook Live to share some thoughts or your perspectives with your friends or the people on Facebook. And I don't mean in a business sense like I'm doing here, just simply on your own, your personal Facebook. Have you ever done a live video to share your thoughts or, talk about something that's important to you? That could be a new way of communicating that you haven't tried yet. Fresh perspectives and new opportunities by opening your mind and being receptive to these new ideas can bring new opportunities that you were not aware of, had not considered yet. This energy will invite you to embrace change and manifest your desires, your dreams, your intentions with confidence and optimism. And that's the part that I wanted to talk about. Like I shared in my stories, this positive thinking, or possibility thinking is better said, not positive, possibility thinking. Because how often, or how, it's our default, it seems, to think like, oh, that's so hard, or that's not possible for me anymore, or it's just not for me. It seems like we are conditioned to default to the challenging, like the negative per se, like it's not possible, it's not for me, I'm not cut out for this. And that's simply a learned and conditioned way of thinking. So shifting that is looking at what is possible, what could be possible, and this takes practice, especially when it's so ingrained in us to default to what is not possible. And so with Jupiter being in Gemini for an entire year, I think it's into June, so just over, like into June of 2025, that gives us this opportunity to really lean into that and practice and refine our way of thinking from not possible to possible. What could be possible if I took this step? What could be possible if I just took the chance and followed my dream? What could be possible for me if I spoke up and said what I want to say? Shared my opinion, said no. What could be possible in any aspect of your life, in any area of your life? So thinking about this possibility instead of what's not possible. Again, you might have a stronger urge to network, to travel, take on educational pursuits. People, you yourself and the people that you interact with might find yourselves more adaptable and open-minded to new ideas, to things happening in a way that you had not seen them happening, right? There is a greater likelihood of engaging in activities that involve writing, teaching, and media. So like I just talked about with Facebook or Instagram, whatever the case is, how can you do something different than you have done before? And what might that lead to? It could simply be expanding. I shouldn't say simply because it's pretty damn big. Expanding your confidence to share your opinion. Getting comfortable with sharing your perspective, even if it's different from others, especially if it's different from others. So what could be possible? And then I had one more little paragraph here, or set of notes. Jupiter in Gemini is considered auspicious, and this is great. Like, a good energy, good things are coming, or good things are possible, because it combines the expansive qualities of Jupiter, like expanding whatever the focus is, with Gemini's intellectual ability. Its intellectual ability to learn things, grasp new concepts. which creates this environment, right? It creates this environment for growing knowledge and communication. And how different could life look a year from now and beyond if you actually started saying the things you wanted, speaking your truth, putting your opinions out there, asking for the opportunity, asking for the things that you want, setting boundaries and communicating them to yourself as well as to others as necessary. So this is a great time for like that possibility and to start really leaning into that possibility thinking. And I shared with you a little bit at the beginning as to how you can take this Jupiter concept and personalize it to yourself. So over in the Manifesting Me program, what that is, it's actually it started out as a course. So I have 12 lessons that follow the new moons through the zodiac, right? Like, so new moon in Aries, new moon in Taurus, new moon in Gemini. So it goes through all 12 zodiacs, working with the new moons and giving you ideas of intentions that you can set, giving you associations with that zodiac sign. In the course, the associations that I include and that I will be talking about are the chakras, the goddesses, the archangels, the essential oils, the planets. And so all of these associations for each zodiac sign are included in the lesson. And once you pay for the program, you can either do like a one-time payment or there is a payment plan. You have lifetime access to the materials. And currently I'm adding a playlist to each lesson that, at least the way I see it, like music that is kind of embodies the energy of that zodiac sign. So as I add these things, everyone who has the program now automatically gets the upgrades. So that will be the case for you as well. Once you have the materials, you automatically get any future upgrades, any future additions that I add. Now, what I started doing earlier this year, I turned that standalone DIY course into a program. And what that means is I've added the aspect or the component of ongoing coaching. And it's once a month for the new moon or slightly before the new moon to talk about these things, setting the intentions. And so it's a live call. Currently they're like this in the group, but I'm thinking of moving them to Zoom so we can actually interact more face-to-face, if you will, than in the group. But right now they're like this, a Facebook Live, and then it's once a month. And what I'm doing next, I think it's next weekend, I just decided, this is how I work too. I just decided last night to add a live or a chat over in the program to talk about this Jupiter energy in Gemini and look at the 12 houses, the 12 different houses of the zodiac sign. And then I will show you how to find where Jupiter is in your birth chart. And by doing that, then I'll go through all 12 houses and say, hey, if Jupiter is in this house, it's a great time to focus on expansion and learning and growth of this, which is very personalized to you. So that's going to happen. And that replay will be available. Everything that I do with that is always available to you. So it's a one-time purchase of the course materials, but then you get ongoing access. Like, as long as the program lives in this manner, you will be able to access the monthly coaching calls and also the extra things like this, like the chat. I don't want to call it a workshop, but possibly a workshop or a class. This class on Jupiter in, through the birth chart. So as things like that come up, I will be presenting that information within the program. And so again, you have forever access to both aspects of it, the materials and the ongoing live coaching, mentoring, and support in helping you set the intentions that will move you in the direction of becoming that rock star of your life, living the kick-ass life, doing the experiences that you want to be doing. So that's what I have for you guys today. I cannot wait to see what you are going to be expanding, what goals you're going to be working on and setting through this solar season with the sun in Gemini. Let me know in the comments if you have questions. Share your goals, share the action steps that you're going to take, and if you know where Jupiter is in your birth chart, go ahead and let us know that too. I'm going to come back and put a link so that you can check out the course if you want access to that in the description. And if you have any questions ever, you can share them in the comments, or you can email me. And the best email to reach me is vision, VISION, at bluemoonmanifestations.com. All one word, strung together. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you around. Have a great rest of your weekend. And great week ahead. And great Gemini season. And great transit of Jupiter in Gemini. See you soon, guys.